I recently watched the movie Obsession. After finishing it, I did what most people do. I went online to see what everyone else thought, and almost immediately, I noticed something. A huge number of people were calling Bear a monster. Some even went as far as calling him a grapist, saying he was beyond redemption and one of the worst characters they'd ever seen. The strange part, that thought never crossed my mind while I was watching the movie. Not once. My sister didn't think that. None of my friends did either. Now, don't get me wrong. Bear makes terrible decisions. He hurts people. He has serious issues. I'm not defending everything he does. But what fascinated me wasn't Bear. It was the audience. How could thousands of people watch the exact same scenes and walk away with completely different conclusions? That question stayed with me. The more I thought about it, the more I realized something. Maybe what we're really seeing isn't just different opinions. Maybe we're seeing different life experiences. Psychologists have a saying, we don't see the world as it is, we see it as we are. Think about that for a second. Every experience you've had, every heartbreak, every betrayal, every fear, every lesson, it all becomes a filter through which you interpret reality. Two people can witness the exact same event and experience two completely different realities. Maybe someone who's experienced manipulation in the past notices warning signs long before anyone else. Maybe someone who's been hurt by someone similar to Bear immediately associates him with that pain. Maybe past experiences, even unresolved ones, shape the way certain characters feel to us. Not because those reactions are wrong, but because our minds naturally connect new experiences to old ones. And that's something I think we should all ask ourselves more often. Whenever we have an intense emotional reaction, instead of immediately asking, who's right, maybe we should first ask, why did I react this way? That single question has incredible power, not because your reaction is necessarily wrong. Sometimes it's completely justified, but understanding where it comes from tells you something about yourself. It's one of the first steps towards self-awareness, and self-awareness is where healing begins. The problem is, I don't think the internet encourages that anymore. Today, it feels like we're rewarded for certainty, not curiosity. Someone disagrees with you, they're evil. Someone interprets something differently, they're defending bad behavior. Someone makes mistakes, they're beyond saving. We've become incredibly quick to villainize people, not understand them, just label them, dismiss them, cancel them. And this isn't really about a movie anymore. It's about real life. Look around social media. How often do you see people trying to understand someone they disagree with compared to how often you see people trying to destroy them? It feels like compassion has become weakness, while outrage has become entertainment. We call people names before we ever ask questions. And if someone genuinely is struggling, do insults actually help them become better? Or do they simply push them further away? Social media has made something incredibly easy, turning another human being into a one-dimensional villain. A person with years of experiences, dreams, mistakes, growth, gets reduced to one clip, one screenshot, one headline, one viral tweet. Sometimes a tweet with 100,000 likes from someone you've never heard of becomes the accepted truth, and suddenly everyone repeats the same opinion without ever stopping to ask, do I actually think this, or am I borrowing someone else's conclusion? Maybe that's what confuses me the most. Not that people disagree. Disagreement is healthy. It's the speed at which the internet chooses a side, the speed at which nuance disappears, the speed at which people stop thinking for themselves. Maybe the real lesson isn't about Bear at all. Maybe it's this. The stories we consume often reveal more about ourselves than they do about the characters on screen. Every opinion has a history behind it. Every reaction comes from somewhere, and maybe before judging someone else's perspective, or before blindly accepting the loudest opinion online, we should pause for just a moment and ask ourselves one simple question. Why do I see it this way? Because sometimes the answer tells you more about yourself than it ever could about the movie.